I have lots of ideas, but I have zero knowledge of how to make them happen. I always have ideas for things I can make, do, or set up, but I'm always afraid of doing something wrong or missing out a step legally, or just not understanding who to go to make something happen. And I'm currently based in the UK. For example, I really want to run my own for-profit exhibition, but I'm so out of my depth. I have experience running events, but not like this or for profit. And from a legal and tax perspective, I have no idea what to do. I've obviously tried Googling and researching, but at the end of the day, you don't know what you don't know. And I don't want to do something or not do something that lands me in hot water due to a mistake or not knowing something. Does anyone have any advice? Sorry, I don't know where else to post, ironically. That is kind of ironic. The first thing I would say is this. Look, don't. All right, so let's take your events business. This guy wants to start an events business. Don't start a giant events business right away if you don't know what you're doing. Start small. Do a little bit at a time.
So
right?
I
build up.
But even with what he's doing, I'm okay with going in and setting up a for-profit exhibition, right? Because
but don't book a 70,000 person event either.
No.
You're not gonna be able to handle it.
But so here's what I would do: is go find someone that does something similar, right? Like concerts or art exhibits, or someone that is in a parallel but not like the exact same business, and simply walk in and say, hey, is the owner here? If they say, yes, I'm the owner, you simply go, hey, I'm thinking about starting this business and I have no idea where to start. Can I ask you a few questions?
Yeah.
I will guarantee you that almost every business owner will go, sure. What questions do you have? Right? Like, okay, what do I have to look out for legally? And they'll tell you, well, here's a couple of things we have to be aware of, but you should really consult with a barrister. Is that what they're called there?
They are barristers. They're solicitors.
Solicitors. Okay.
Barristers, I think, if I'm right, in the UK, barristers are the ones that go to court in front of the judge. Solicitors are the transaction guys that help them. Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, so close enough. An attorney. Go talk to an attorney. And they will tell you whatever it is that you're missing, right? If you're worried about the money and the tax side, guess what? Talk to a tax professional and they'll walk you through this, right? But like if you're thinking about doing like for-profit exhibits, there's people that make money doing that. Like I've even seen for-profit car shows. Right? I've seen for-profit
car shows.
Yeah. Okay. Where you have to pay to get in.
Well, the Philadelphia Auto Show, you have to pay to get in.
It's a for-profit.
Is that for-profit? Yeah. I know it was for-profit. I mean, you have to pay to get in because you got to pay the facility and things like that.
I mean, in Iceland, they have a penis museum. You got to pay to get in there.
You people.
I know. Trust me. Right? In Amsterdam, they have the sex toy exhibit. Yeah. It's for-profit, right? I even think they have like a cannabis museum there or something like that. Yeah. Well, if I remember correctly, not that I went to any of these places.
Europe's weird.
Europe is weird. That's what I'm saying. Like, depending on what he's doing, I think there's definitely a market for it. If your problem is that you're worried about things that could go wrong, that is solved by talking to an attorney and someone that deals with money.
To a point, yes. But I also think, I also like the idea, like I said earlier, of don't go too big too fast, right? Because you'll crash out, right? And then you'll lose your business because people aren't going to want to work with you after that.
And you have to bring something in that people would be willing to pay to see.
Yeah.
Right? Like I get back to if you can't separate someone from their money, you don't have a business.
Right.
So
you have a hobby.
you could have done successful events or exhibits in the past, but if they didn't require someone to pay to get in, that is not the same thing as doing it for profit.
Yeah.
They're two totally different things.
So, all right. So let's look at some of the questions they have, right? So we'll try answering some of these. Now, again, this is the UK. It's very similar to the US. I can only really give you information on US law, but we'll assume it's similar over there. Mm-hmm. So, from a legal standpoint, go start your company. I mean, you have to register it, whether it's an LLC, corporation, or what have you. Go over and go contact your, I don't know how they do it over there, but here each state has a Secretary of State, and you'll go to the Secretary of State's website and you can register your business, or you hire an attorney or a solicitor to do it for you. That would be your first step before you do anything else. Because again, the purpose of doing that is to protect yourself from liability if something should go wrong in your business. That's why you have this LLC or corporation structure. After you do that, get your bank account set up, right? Throw a few bucks into it. So you have a bank account so you can, buy the materials you need, or when people pay you money, if somewhere to put the money. So having a bank account is another important thing. After you do that, then start, figure out before you get a client and start collecting money, figure out what you're even going to do. What's an events business? What kind of
Yeah.
events are you running? Are you talking every type of event? Are you focusing on, comic books, or, what is it? What type of event are you doing? Are you doing events for other people so that when people come to you, corporations come to you and say, hey, we want to run an event for our company? Are you doing that? So what do you mean by, an events company?
So, so
You're hard at work looking something up.
I went to
Okay,
government.uk.
cool. Yeah.
They literally give you
Step by step.
a side-by-side comparison, whether you should register as a sole trader
Is that
or,
what they call it? Sole trader?
yeah, sole trader.
So we're sole proprietor here.
Yep.
Sole
So
trader.
sole trader or limited company,
Wow. Okay.
right? So they literally walk you through
I love it.
which one you should register based on finances,
read
what you're
that.
doing. Like
Sole trader.
like
Oh, that's great.
how hard is it? It took me 30 seconds to
I
Google
understand
this.
that though. But yeah, but people go online and there's so much misinformation. And I understand where that's coming from, the government. I get it. But there's so much misinformation or
Mhm.
or lack of information that they're going to read that and they'll be like, yeah, okay, great. But what do I do with this? Where do I go with this? They need someone to tell them what to do.
Yeah.
Because and I can understand. I see it all the time. I had guys in my office earlier today. They have an LLC. They don't even know what that means. They don't even know why they have an LLC.
And there's multiple types of LLCs too, right?
Well, it's not that there's types. It's just that
There's like a sole proprietor, there's a partner, there's
no.
Okay.
LLC is LLC.
See, okay.
There's single member and multi-member, right?
Okay, that's what it is.
But it's still an LLC
See,
either way.
right.
It's just whether it's being run by one or more people. But my point is, some people they do these things because, well, that's what I heard or that's what I was told, but they don't understand why they're doing it. And that's the biggest part, is you need to know what's the reason behind doing what you're doing. And so that's why I always suggest talk with an attorney or talk with, like you said, another business owner, and they'll give you the information you need to understand why you're doing it. Because the government website or another website you go to will give you a lot of step-by-step instructions, sometimes even some advice on what it is you're doing, but you really need to make sure you have a full understanding of why you're doing it.
Right.
What's the purpose behind it? So, yeah, most people start off having zero knowledge. They do.
Yeah.
That's why they go in, they take these chances, they take those risks, they start talking to people, they start networking, they start learning on their own.
And all of this is calculated risk. Like, talk to a couple of people. These are like, you have pebbles in your way stopping you. It's
Yeah.
not like this is a mountain you gotta
There's
climb.
nothing stopping you.
No.
Yeah, there's nothing stopping you at all. So, just go out there and stop being afraid. That's what it seems like. People are afraid.
Yes.
They're afraid of failure before they even
Yep.
begin, right? Like you said with the martial arts, they don't even want to begin because they're afraid to fail. Yeah, you're exactly right. That's exactly right. So don't be afraid. Just go and do it. Just go research. Go learn.
I read a statistic somewhere that 70% of people in the US want to start their own business. Only something like 4% actually do.
Oh yeah.
Like, I'm like, what's stopping you?
Yeah.
It's fear. You're afraid of failing. You're afraid of not
I've
making
been
an
interviewing
income.
people recently for a position. The idea is I want to find somebody that has the full-on desire to run their own business one day.
Okay.
Right. And there's those personalities. You know it when you see it, those personalities. And and the job posting is pretty clear that this is what I want. And I'll get people applying and I'll do interviews with people, and it's amazing how they don't get it. They think it's just, yeah, well, I'll do this job and I'll do it well and eventually it'll be no. That's not what this is. This is you have to be willing to put everything you have mentally, financially, etc., into this business to make it succeed. Right? You have to be willing to do that.
Yeah.
And nothing short of that is going to be acceptable, because it's like, so someone said to me years ago, how much money, when I started one of my first companies, how much money did you put into it? Meaning me, right? It's like, well, not very much. I went out and got customers. Well, then if you're not willing to put money into your company, why should someone else be willing to do it? If you don't believe in it that much, then why should someone else believe in it? Right.
Mhm.
And that's the same thing with people that want to start their own business. They have to so believe in what they're doing that nothing is going to stop them from doing it. And too many people get scared.
Yeah.
Which means they don't actually believe in what they're about to do, or they don't believe in themselves.
Yeah. Yeah. The fear is stronger. Now we're getting into the whole NLP psycho.
Go ahead. That's kind of what this person's dealing with.
So there's only three things that motivate people, right? It's pain and pleasure.
Yeah.
Right. And people either try to move away from pain or towards pleasure. And the motivator to run away from pain is, in most people, always stronger than going towards the pleasure part, right? Where people get stuck is that in between, where it's the comfort zone, right? Like you're not in enough pain to want to make a change, and you don't want something bad enough to go make the change, right? And fear of the unknown, or fear like this guy has, keeps you in that comfort zone. You're so afraid of making mistakes, which will move you closer to pain, because if you screw up, that can be painful, right? But you're more afraid of ending up in the pain than you want the pleasure.
Right.
And that's a problem, because when you want it bad enough, you figure out a way, and it doesn't matter how bad the pain is along the way, as long as you get there.
I've heard this before. It's been a while though, but I've heard this before, and you're right. It definitely is an issue for people. They're so afraid of. So it's like contact sports for certain people. Right? They won't get involved in it because they're so afraid of being hurt. But that they don't think about the pleasurable outcomes, the possibilities of where it could take you, what it could mean.
The fact that you stay flexible, you're able to defend yourself. You're like, there's so many positives that come from it. The camaraderie in your dojo, the people that you get to help that are just starting. Like there's so many things that come with it, right? But people are like, yeah, but
I don't want to get hit.
I might stub a toe.
Stub a toe, right?
Right? Like,
no, exactly. It's exactly right.
Yeah, you're probably gonna like. I'm trying to think of it, right? Like, so when I was doing Muay Thai, we would literally take this lotion and rub it on our shins, and then sit there with a bamboo stick and beat our shins to harden them up. And I'm trying to imagine like that's painful. It hurts.
Yeah,
right.
It's like I was just about to say. It's expect the pain. Anticipate it. Want it. Know what's going to come.
Correct.
And hopefully that will get you over that hurdle.
I can tell you that hitting yourself with a bamboo stick, getting used to the pain, hurts a hell of a lot less when you're now using that to block someone else from kicking you, because that kick is way harder than the bamboo stick was, right?
Although bamboo stick sounds really horrible.
But like the first time you block and you don't feel pain, you're like, oh, that's why I went through the pain earlier, so I'm not feeling it now.
All right, let's move on from this. But Tiptoe and Son, you're. I understand you have zero knowledge, and that's okay. Everybody starts off that way. Go research, go learn, go talk to people. You'll get it. Yeah. You'll get there, and you'll eventually figure out what it is you want. You're saying here today, the events business, you might do something entirely different.
Oh yeah.
You might realize, no, that's not what I want to do.
Nope.
I want to do something else.
No, yeah, like I originally always thought I wanted to own a strip joint, but no, I ended up in the marketing business instead.
Iceland. All right, moving on.
Dude, there's good money in that.
No, I'm sure there is. It's a cash cow, right?
Yeah. So a friend of mine owned one. At the same time, I owned a pizza place. Yep. And that's another, like, pizza places get this rumor that they're like money-making machines.
Yeah.
And the right pizza places can be, right?
Yeah.
But I would always see him and I'm like, why do I work more than you do, right? Like I have more customers than you do. Like how come you always have like money and stuff and you don't even work?
Right.
Like he wasn't even showing up at the business anymore. Like he had someone that just ran it and he was just off doing his thing. Right. And that it's when you see that, this is my whole thing with like, but he did all the work initially, got everything up and running that allowed him to become an absentee owner.
Sure.
Right. I didn't have the skill set with a pizza place. I always had to be there because I didn't know how to set up the systems and processes to make it run itself.
Yep.
Right. So it wasn't really that I wanted to run a strip club. It was the fact I wanted the lifestyle that came behind being an absentee owner.
Oh, I got you.
Right. So like the point of the story is you don't know what you don't know. And if you've never done it, you won't learn it.
Yeah.
So what I went in and I started talking to him, he's the first guy that ever taught me about like the importance of hiring someone in command that you would literally trust with your children.
I got you.
Right. And that he had checklists for everything, like pre-bar setup, post-bar cleanup.
Oh, okay.
Like you could as a new employee go in and literally pull here's my book.
Here's what I do. That's awesome.
Here's my entire job in a book.
That's awesome.
Like if I have questions, I don't even have to ask someone. I can it's in the book. Like there's an index here that says setting up the bar, putting things away, and that was kind of the first time I realized, like, I had my pizza place. I didn't even have instructions on the wall for how to flatten a pizza, right? Like, and it sounds dumb. Like, well, someone should know to flatten a pizza if they work in a pizza. But
sometimes not.
Right? Like, the difference between the local pizza shop and a Domino's, right? Domino's knows exactly
how many processes,
and they know
SOPs.
How many ounces of ham goes on there? How many ounces of sauce, right? You go to the average pizza place. One day there's a guy working and there's 20 ounces of sauce, and the next day there's 4, right? Like
it's true. No quality standards. Yeah.
Right. And no automation, no guides, no processes. It's just kind of like,
and that affects your bottom line too, because sometimes you're putting too much on there. No, absolutely.
If you found this clip interesting, make sure to go listen to the full podcast. There's lots more content there.